Right now, wild animals give birth in minutes without assistance. A mother giraffe gives birth standing up in an open field. A chimpanzee mother delivers her infant easily in quiet moments. Yet human childbirth is uniquely painful, dangerous, and prolonged. Without modern medicine, giving birth was terrifyingly lethal for women. Why did natural selection design such a dangerous biological process? This isn't an evolutionary oversight. It is the high tax paid for two extraordinary human superpowers. Why are human births so difficult? And how did we survive? Look at the anatomy of mammalian birth across nature today. For most primates, the birth canal is larger than infant heads. The baby glides straight through the pelvis without rotating. Human birth is fundamentally different. The human birth canal is a tight, twisted obstacle course. A human infant must navigate a complex series of rotations. First, the baby's head enters the pelvis facing sideways. Halfway down the birth canal, the head rotates 90 degrees. Then, as the head emerges, the shoulders must rotate. It is a tight millimeter fit with zero room for error. Why did human evolution construct such a narrow birth passage? Biologists call this anatomical paradox the obstetric dilemma. It was created by a collision between two defining human traits. First, for a million years ago, our ancestors adopted bipedal walking. Standing on two legs required reshaping the primate pelvis completely. To support upright internal organs, the pelvis became short and bowl-shaped. The pelvic opening was narrowed significantly to anchor hip muscles. A narrow pelvis was ideal for efficient two-legged locomotion. Second, 2 million years ago, human brain size exploded rapidly. Encephalization tripled our brain volume within a brief evolutionary window. Our sapiens ancestors developed massive cranial capacities requiring large skulls. Here lies the ultimate anatomical conflict. Bipedal locomotion demanded a narrow pelvic canal. Expanding brain size demanded a larger pelvic canal. Natural selection arrived at a tense biological compromise. It pushed human birth to the extreme limit of physical safety. Anthropologist Dr. Holly Dunsworth challenged the traditional pelvis width view. Her research uncovered a second crucial factor: maternal metabolic capacity. Developing a large human brain inside the womb consumes immense energy. During pregnancy, a mother's basal metabolic rate increases exponentially. By 9 months of gestation, maternal energy output hits a ceiling. A human mother's body hits a hard physiological wall. She simply cannot supply enough metabolic energy to sustain longer growth. If gestation lasted 12 months, like other primates of similar weight, human babies would be born far safer and more mature. However, a mother's metabolism would collapse under the energy demand. Therefore, human infants are born prematurely in evolutionary terms. Anthropologists call this phenomenon secondary altriciality. Human newborns are helpless, underdeveloped, fourth-trimester fetuses. A newborn horse can walk and run within 2 hours. A human baby cannot even hold its own head up. Our infants are born with soft, unfused skull bones. Flexible skull plates compress and overlap during delivery through pelvis. The human brain completes 75% of growth outside womb. Our infants are born helpless, so skulls fit through pelvis. This helplessness transformed human social structure forever. Because mothers could not forage while carrying helpless infants, they needed help. Childbirth could no longer be a solitary event in a cave. Women needed assistance during labor to turn the infant safely. Anthropologist Dr. Karen Rosenberg demonstrated that obligate midwifery emerged early. Female relatives, grandmothers, and clan members gathered to assist every birth. Human birth became the world's very first social cooperative event. Cooperative childbirth forged unprecedented social bonding within early human groups. Midwives provided physical guidance, emotional encouragement, and emergency care. They cleared the newborn's airway and cut the umbilical cord. Grandmothers played a vital evolutionary role in infant survival. Anthropologist Dr. Kristen Hawkes developed the famous grandmother hypothesis. Older women who had ceased reproduction dedicated energy to assisting daughters. They provided cooked food, gathered tubers, and cared for older siblings. Clans with supportive grandmothers raised far more surviving children. The painful difficulty of human birth gave rise to empathy. Contrast this with solitary primate births across wild forests. A female chimpanzee retreats into the trees alone and gives birth. Human mothers required a protective, supportive social circle. Our biological vulnerability demanded social unity. Think about the profound evolutionary trade-off. We paid for our intelligence and bipedal speed with painful births. Yet that very pain forced our species to invent healthcare. Our greatest physical vulnerability birthed our greatest social strength. Modern obstetric medicine has made giving birth vastly safer today. Epidurals, fetal monitoring, and sanitation have dramatically reduced infant mortality. Yet the underlying anatomical collision remains written in our bones. The human female pelvis continues to navigate a millimeter-level compromise. It is a living testament to the dual evolution of walking. What does the obstetric dilemma teach us about our world? Modern culture often treats biological pain as a design flaw. We seek instant, effortless solutions for every physical discomfort. We forget that our bodies are built on complex compromises. Human anatomy is not a perfect engineering blueprint created fresh. It is a cobbled-together mosaic of adapted ancestral structures. Every extraordinary human capability comes with a biological cost. We stand upright, but we suffer from lower back pain. We possess massive brains, but our babies are born helpless. We developed complex language, but we risk choking on food. Understanding our evolutionary design flaws builds humility and self-compassion. When a mother experiences difficult childbirth, it isn't personal failure. She is navigating a 4-million-year-old biological compromise. Her body is carrying the physical legacy of human evolution. Recognizing our fundamental biological vulnerability reminds us of community power. Humans were never designed to survive in isolated individualism. Our species conquered the Ice Age because we helped each other. We survived because we cared for mothers, babies, and elderly. Your DNA carries the memory of those ancient birth circles. You are descended from mothers who endured extreme pain together. Do not isolate yourself in modern self-reliance. Nurture strong support networks of family, friends, and community. Reclaim the spirit of cooperative care that defines our species. Respect the incredible resilience of mothers throughout human history. Honor the healthcare workers who assist new life into existence. Protect the health and dignity of women worldwide today. Next time you witness a new baby entering the world, remember the 4-million-year journey of the human birth canal. Remember the ancient grandmothers and midwives who made existence possible. You carry their endurance within your blood. Keep your mind sharp. Keep your heart compassionate. Step outside into the world today. Remember who you are. Appreciate the gift of life right now. Let us explore the evolutionary mechanics of the birth canal. The human skull has to squeeze through 3 distinct bone gates. First is the pelvic inlet, which is widest from side to side. Second is the mid-pelvis, where nerve endings trigger uterine contractions. Third is the pelvic outlet, which is widest from front to back. To clear all 3 bone gates, the fetus must spiral like a corkscrew. No other land mammal requires corkscrew rotation during delivery. This spiral navigation is why human labor takes up to 20 hours. In chimpanzees, labor takes less than 2 hours total. The extra 18 hours of human labor is the price of bipedal hips. Ancient mothers could not survive 20 hours of labor alone. In the wild, a lone mother in labor for 20 hours would fall prey to predators. Hyenas, saber-toothed cats, and cave bears targeted vulnerable laboring females. Therefore, early human bands set up fortified birth encampments. Strong hunters stood guard around the perimeter with fire torches. Experienced matriarchs stayed inside the cave applying warm water and herbs. Childbirth created the world's very first intensive care unit. This protective social buffer allowed human birth success to surge. It proved that social culture could overcome biological physical limitations. The evolution of obligate midwifery directly selected for empathy genes. Humans who felt empathy toward laboring mothers passed on more offspring. Cruel or indifferent individuals left fewer surviving descendants. Empathy was not just a moral ideal, but a survival mechanism. The obstetric dilemma shaped our neurochemistry and social psychology. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone released during birth, cemented tribal loyalty. Mothers, midwives, and grandmothers formed unbreakable lifelong alliances. These maternal networks managed community resources and resolved tribal conflicts. Female leadership in prehistoric bands was anchored around birth care. When you analyze human history, birth was the true cradle of civilization. It forced us to invent language to communicate during medical emergencies. It forced us to invent herbal pharmacology to ease labor pains. It forced us to invent infant care tools like kangaroo pouches and slings. Without the obstetric dilemma, Homo sapiens might never have developed high culture. Our physical fragility was the engine of our technological progress. Every time a doctor or midwife assists a birth today, they continue this legacy. They are practicing an ancient, 4-million-year-old human tradition. They are bridging the gap between biological compromise and medical science. We should feel immense gratitude for modern medical technology. Cesarean sections, sterile equipment, and fetal monitors save millions of lives. They allow mothers to survive anatomical complications that once proved fatal. Science has helped us overcome the strict limits of our Ice Age bones. Yet we must never forget the natural wisdom of cooperative care. Birth remains a profound human milestone requiring warmth, love, and unity. It reminds us that every single human alive was brought into being through struggle. You exist because an unbroken chain of ancient mothers survived the birth canal. You exist because prehistoric clans stood guard and offered gentle hands. Never underestimate the strength encoded inside your human body. Never forget the debt of gratitude we owe to ancient mothers. Carry this evolutionary awareness with you every day. Walk tall on your bipedal legs. Think deeply with your big human brain. Love fiercely with your empathetic heart. You are the culmination of 4 million years of evolutionary triumphs. Embrace your biological story. Stand strong today. Let us reflect upon the maternal courage of our ancient ancestors. Every labor contraction was a test of physical and mental endurance. Prehistoric women faced these trials with quiet strength and tribal solidarity. They relied on shared wisdom passed down through generations of matriarchs. They understood that new life was the precious future of the entire clan. This deep ancestral bond continues to connect all human mothers across time. When we honor mothers today, we honor 4 million years of survival. We celebrate the unbroken chain of life that brought humanity to the present. Our shared human heritage is built on love, sacrifice, and mutual support. No matter what challenges we face in the modern world, we carry this strength. We have inherited the resilience to overcome biological and environmental obstacles. Let us protect and cherish every human mother and child across the globe. Let us build a compassionate world worthy of our noble evolutionary journey. Keep your spirit strong. Celebrate the miracle of human life right now.